Hello students, welcome to Vista's Learning. I am Amal Ramakrishnan, your social studies tutor. For those of you who are watching us for the first time, this is Vista's Learning. Vista's Learning is an online educational platform which strives to provide quality education to all students. To know more about us, please log into our website www.v-learning.in. I'll repeat it once more www.v-learning.in. Right? In our last section, we have finished the first chapter from our history section. Right? We have finished Vijayanagara Kingdom. And today we are going to start a new chapter. And this chapter is from your civics section. And the name of the chapter is our Constitution. All right. Now, why do we have to study about our Constitution? What makes Constitution an important document? Well, to start with, Constitution is the fundamental law of the land. It is the supreme law of the country. Okay. And as a responsible citizen, we must be aware about our Constitution. Only then we can lead a dignified and responsible life as a citizen of this great nation. See, for example, if you are not aware about your rights as a citizen, and if you are not aware about the duties you have to obey or duties you have to perform as a citizen of this country, you can't lead a dignified life in this nation. Not in this nation, not in any nation, you can't lead a dignified life if you are not aware about the rights and duties. Right? If you are not aware about your rights and duties. So, what is Constitution? Constitution is a fundamental law of the land. The fundamental law of the land. Now, let's see or let's understand, try to understand the meaning and importance of the Constitution. Okay, like I said, it is a set of basic rules. It is a fundamental law of the land and it mentions set of basic rules that as a country we should follow. Right? And no one, and I say no one, not even the most highest powerful person in this country, that is the president or the prime minister of this nation, is above our constitution. Every single one of us. Okay, starting from the common citizen to the president of this great nation, every single one of us comes below the constitution. None of us is above the constitution of this land. All right? Now, what are the things our constitution mentions? What are the things that is mentioned in our constitutions? Well, one of the major thing is the rights of citizens, right? Have you heard about fundamental rights? Well, our constitution is divided into 25 parts, and part 3 of our constitution talks about fundamental rights, and these rights belong to citizens. Not just citizens, also common man. Okay, even if he is not a citizen of this country or citizen of a country, he still enjoys certain fundamental rights. All right. So what does fundamental rights talks about? Fundamental rights talks about certain rights that common citizen or common man have in this nation. All right. And again in part 4a, we have fundamental duties. There are 11 fundamental duties and they talk about the duties of citizen. Okay, they talk about or they define the duties of citizens. That as citizens, of duties of citizens. All right. Now that's one thing. Now, no one. Okay, I already told you, right? This no one is above constitution. That means no one can violate the laws mentioned in our constitution, laws and principles mentioned in our constitution. And another important thing is constitution acts as a reference guide to the government. Okay, constitution has certain points in it, which acts as a reference gate to our government. All right. Now, see, again, the same thing. Importance of the constitution, fundamental law of the country. We already discussed that. Again, no one is above constitution. We have established that, right? We have already discussed that. And what does our constitution do? It protects the rights of the citizen. As every single one of us, every single citizen is equal before the law of the land, or is equal before constitution. For example, okay, say that you have registered a complaint against the prime minister. See, by the law of the land, this case will be heard in a court. Okay, your case will not be squashed or will not be thrown away because you are filing a complaint against the prime minister of this nation. No. Why? Because every single citizen is equal before the law of the country. Okay, so even if you are seeking justice against a powerful man, a man who is holding some certain kind of authority, you will get justice. Why? Because our constitution guarantees that. Our constitution guarantees that every citizen will be treated equal before the law, or every citizen will be treated as equal. Everyone is equal before the law. All right. Now, what is the other function? What are the other functions of constitution? It coordinates the functions of democratic institutions like legislature, executive, and judiciary. What does it mean? It means that these organs of the government, okay, the constitution makes sure that these organs of the government doesn't interfere into each other, doesn't interfere into each other's jurisdiction. Okay, their functions are demarcated or are divided properly. All right. Legislature cannot do the functions given to judiciary or executive. Likewise, the same thing applies to others too. And they can't interfere in each other's jurisdiction. All right. Now, Now we are going to deal, or we are going to discuss about the formation of our constitution. When did our constitution form? Who were the who were the founding fathers of our great constitution? We are going to discuss these things. But before going into that, we must learn about a man. Actually, we must learn about a legend, and his name is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. I hope you can see the image, his image on your screen. Can you see it? See, it's a quote. I have mentioned a quote here. So, life should be great rather than long. It's true, right? It doesn't matter whether you have lived 100 years or 50 years, as long as you have done things which will be remembered after you. Right? So, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has made sure of that. How did he make sure of that? Well, he is the chief architect of Indian Constitution. Now, there's an interesting fact. And it's not just an interesting fact, it is an important fact. See, he belongs to the Dalit category or Dalit community. He belongs to a community called Mahar. Okay, even though the people from his community has, suffered hundreds of years of discrimination, Ambedkar has been able to overcome all that thing and has become the chief architect of our constitution, has become the first law minister of this great nation. All right. So you should learn more about Ambedkar. His life is so inspiring. Okay, when you get the time, please Google about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now, the drafting committee of the constitution. All right, the Constituent Assembly prepared the constitution. Okay, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the first president of the Constituent Assembly. See, even though we got independence on 1947, the first general election took place in 1952. Till then, Constituent Assembly acted as an interim government. All right. Now, there were 299 members in the Constituent Assembly, and the first session was held on 9th December 1946. These are factual data. All right. Now, who was the chairman of the drafting committee? Of course, it's Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was the chairman of the drafting committee for Constitution. Now, the members of the Constituent Assembly verified the draft and proposed n number of amendments. Of course, there will be n number of amendments and debates. Why? Because India has a heterogeneous society. Okay, we are the greatest nation with greatest diversity. No nation can, say that it is as diverse as our nation. No nation can claim it. Okay, so to include all the sections of a society, okay, to create an inclusive society, we need an inclusive constitution, right? So it will take time. It will take lots of debate. And one more thing I would like to inform you is that our constitution is the largest written constitution in this world. Yes, it is the largest written constitution in this world. And why and how did it become the largest written constitution in the world? Even though we attained independence in 1947, I mean, we are younger, we are a young nation compared to other nations. We have the largest constitution of the world. Well, it is because our constitution makers has adopted numerous ideas and principles from all the constitutions around the world. I told you about fundamental rights, right? You know where we adopted fundamental rights from? We adopted it from United States. And fundamental duties, we adopted it from Russia. And the emergency provisions in our constitution is adopted from Germany. The list goes on. Okay, for another example is the federalism we follow in this nation is adopted from the Canadian Constitution. All right, so this is why our constitution is one of the largest constitutions in the world. And see, remember one thing, not all nations have written constitutions. Okay, and constitution differs from one nation to another. For example, Britain doesn't have a written constitution. All right. Now, see, it took 3 years. Okay, it took 3 years to complete constitution. All right. Now, the constitution was adopted on January 26, 1950. Actually, it was officially adopted on January 26, 1950. The constitution was adopted or was recognized by Constituent Assembly on November 26, 1947. 1949. It was completed on November 26, 1949. Okay, it was adopted on January 26, 1950. And that is the date we celebrate as Republic Day. And we celebrate November 26 as Constitutional Day because it was the day our Constitution was recognized by Constituent Assembly. Okay, and originally our Constitution had 395 articles, 22 parts, and 8 schedules. Now it has changed. Now it has close to 450 articles, 25 parts, and 12 schedules. All right. All right. Thank you. With this, we are concluding today's section, and we will see you. I will see you in our next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care, and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will not miss our classes. And make sure you also log into our website. All right. Thank you.